Hello and welcome. A few days ago, I traveled to the south. I wanted to interact with my family and create some form of reunion. But beyond that, it availed the opportunity for me to interact with the locals in the south, to see firsthand why some of our southern brothers behave the way they do as I see them from this end in the north. What I saw was quite revealing, and every southerner should be bothered about this. I see most of our southern brothers are disconnected with what is happening in the country. Most of them are concerned only with a few things that are immediately of concern to them, such as getting a house, paying school fees, maybe their business and all of that. Beyond that, whatever happens elsewhere in the country is not their problem. They don't see how it metamorphoses and becomes a problem that every southerner should be bothered about. And that is a problem that we must find a way to come around. And while in the south, I met somebody, a very important person on social media. I'm talking about Baron Roy. He's a very intelligent fellow, very intelligent man. I had quite a few discussions with him, and it was a rewarding discussion. Mr. Baron, if you're watching this video, I'm here to reveal some of the things we discussed. I think the problem of the South is their inability to form alliances. Everybody wants to be on their own. And last I checked, people form alliances to create a bigger force. What is happening in the country, it's not for me. I've said in several videos, it's not about me. It's about my children. In the next 30 years, when my children are now adult, what will be their strength when it comes to taking decisions with the children of the caliphate? If the trend continues like this, my children will be even a bigger slave to the children of the caliphate in another 30 years. And if we don't do something now, it will be almost too late for them to even change everything. Believe me or not, your children will also blame you for not standing for your right to correct what is wrong now. Now, I was in the south, and the roads are bad. There are no basic facilities, and one wonders, why should the south be the way it is if that is where the wealth that feeds the nation comes from? It's a question that every southerner must attempt to answer. The fact that some of the locals could just go get their daily bread, come back to their house, and in the south, it's a compact, it's a close-knitted community. People are congested, and in mere psychology, when people are congested, there's a tendency for survival. So what I see in the south is everybody is living just to survive. And when you survive, you tend to think of yourself alone. But if any southerner is listening to this video, I think it's time we live beyond the small circle we have drawn around our feet. I think we should begin to talk about alliances. And this is where I'm going to talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the IPOB, that is the independent IPOB. Now, I have followed Nnamdi Kanu in all his broadcasts, in all his videos. Frankly speaking, that man is very intelligent. He has said everything about Nigeria that everyone needs to know. Unfortunately, when God brings people with high intelligence, the people that are created to redeem us, we don't listen to them. Maybe they come too early, or maybe we're not just ready to listen to them. It's the same thing with Goodluck Jonathan. When he was president, we probably were not ready for his kind of leadership. We wanted something different, and here we are with a different leadership that we want. Now, the thing that I want to tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you're listening to this video, is this. My people from the south needs to get it in their head that the struggle for emancipation is not an Igbo affair alone. What I saw when I went to the South is that most of the Southerners I interacted with don't even know there is a need, there's an urgent need for emancipation. There's an urgent need for us to checkmate the tide of the caliphate dominance that is sweeping into the South. When I was traveling to the South, I saw a lot of trailers, and for every trailer I see, you see youths on top the trailers. When they go to the South, they offload these youths and leave them there. The trailers come back to the North, gather more youths, take them to the South and leave them there. Now, these youths are averaged in their age around 17, 18, 19, or maybe 20. Now, if you drop a 20-year-old in the South, in another 10 or 15 years, he's an adult. Now, he's going to survive. You hardly see female. They are mostly male. Now, they are going to grow up there. They are going to marry your sisters. They are going to marry your sisters. They are going to build up communities. And these people are very patient. Unlike we, the South, we lack the ability to see what is going to happen in the next 3 years, what the consequences of the decision we took now, how it's going to relate or affect what is going to happen in the next 20 years. Now, most Southerners lack that ability. Now, the North are very patient. They could wait for 30 years, 50 years, provided the plan is on. Now, these youths, these trailers are dropping in the South. They will grow and become adults. They will marry your sisters and they will increase in population. Soon they will grow to that point where they begin to take vital decisions. Now, when you talk to most Southerners, they'll tell you that it's not possible, it can't happen. That is where I pity most Southerners. I don't know. When you don't say it's not possible, for instance, a Southerner will tell you that it's not possible to Islamize Nigeria. I begin to ask, what do you mean that it's not possible to Islamize Nigeria when Nigeria is already Islamized? Are you waiting for a declaration? Perhaps you're mixing declaration from operation. Nigeria is already operating as an Islamic country. If you're waiting for declaration so that it matches your Western intellect, you will not understand. Because I've said in several videos that Western education is not equipped to understand the brand of Islamic politics we are practicing in Nigeria. I've said it over and over again. So the best way to understand Nigerian politics is for you to drop your Western education. Face it headlong as it is. Reason like the ordinary market woman. Then you understand Nigerian politics. So back to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What I want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to do is to recognize, like I discussed with Mr. Baron Roy, is to recognize the individual tribes as nations. I see some of my Igbo friends, jokingly, they say, una be our junior brother now. Such statements, exposes the inner intention or what you feel about me. I don't think any tribe in the South should feel superior to another tribe, irrespective of their population, because when you begin to feel important than to another tribe, that you feel your population is more than them, then you are recycling the same problem we are facing in Nigeria, because the North feels they are more in population, they have larger landmass, and because of that, they should feel superior, which is what is bringing us to the problem we are facing today. So if you want to form a nation and you're already feeling you're superior to somebody, the whole agenda and the whole quest is dead on arrival. So what I want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to do is, first, let us identify whether you are Igbo, you are Ikwere, you are Rivers, you are Urobo, you are Edo. First, let us agree that we are all Southerners. Because the idea that some people, I was in a tricycle some time ago, and I was talking. Then I met an Igbo girl, an Igbo woman in the tricycle, and she was talking, and I was going to respond, and I said, "Shall you be Southerner?" And she said, "No, I'm not a Southerner. I'm a Southeasterner." You could see there's a problem there. So let us first establish an identity. We are all Southerners. The Igbo man is from the eastern part of the South, and so is the rest of the people. The whole idea of South-South is like looking at a clock and see 12 o'clock. Now, 12 o'clock is a point, but when you say Southeast is an area. So the Yoruba man, the Ikwere man, the Edo man, we are all in the southeastern part of Nigeria. But we are all Southerners. For an Igbo man to refer to himself as Southerners does not take anything from his identity. He is a Southerner. Let's first establish that. Then I look forward to a situation where, like, the Hausa man is the most populous tribe in the north. Everybody speaks Hausa. The Yoruba man is the most populous tribe. Yoruba is the most populous tribe in the southwest. Everybody in the southwest speaks Yoruba. The Igbo people, the Igbo language is the most populous tribe in the southeast. Not everybody in the southeast speak Igbo. Why? Something is wrong somewhere. That is because the approach the Igbo man gives to politics is very, very wrong. You must approach a people with respect. I don't want to talk about the Igbo man and the concept of respect. That is going to be in another video. But the Igbo man should imbibe in his culture what is called respect. You have to approach people with respect. For us to get, I've listened, like I said, I've followed Nnamdi Kanu, I've followed Radio Biafra severally. And when I tune into Radio Biafra, I get the feeling that I'm listening to an Igbo station. Now, if we agree that we should have an alliance, then, and Nnamdi Kanu or the IPOP people you are propagating a secession, you must first establish that we need an alliance. If the Igbos want to live alone, it will not work. If the Niger Delta Republic wants to go alone, it will not work. But a force, an alliance between this, for purpose of convenience, South and Southeast, an alliance between this region will begin to create some form of respect. Let me tell you, when an Hausa man hears Biafra, and he sees the people agitating for Biafra, and he picks a map and he sees where they are coming from, he sees a very small deal, he doesn't take it seriously. He doesn't believe it's a threat. So what I believe, that after identifying who we are, we must first establish that we need an alliance. And the Igbo race, being the most popular, should take the initiative of establishing alliances between these nations. You must approach this tribe and respect them as nations. Don't see them as your younger brother or your lesser tribe or minority. That word minority is what we, the Yoruba man, hates to hear. Don't refer to me as minority. Don't refer to the Ikwere man as minority. Don't refer to any tribe whatsoever as minority. Approach them as equal. And let them see the necessity, the problem that befalls everybody. Not the incursion on the south. It's not an Igbo problem alone. It's a problem of the Yoruba man and every other tribe in the south. Now, you may wonder why I have not included the Yoruba speaking tribe in this video. That particular section of the country is a very complex tribe. So that bringing them into this video would take an hour to wrap it up. So let's leave the Yoruba out of it. So my main concern now is, like, for purpose of description, is the south and southeast. So I want Biafra to start a more, scientific strategy of bringing people together. Let's make this thing not about Igbo. Let's make it about nations. The Igbo nations, the Yoruba nation, the Ijaw nation, every nation with their identity and mutual respect from the nation, from the other nations. Then we can go somewhere. I want a situation whereby the fact that you go meet somebody, say, come and join me, and he says no, should not trigger anger with you. It's probably they don't understand. Like my people from the south, I'm an Uroboban. I engaged a lot of youths in some political discussion. They don't even see that there's a need for us to checkmate what is befalling us. They removed a chief justice of the federation who is from the south. Nobody is protesting. Nobody is rioting. In fact, I heard some people are saying that it's a good thing. Whereas the intention of removing the chief justice of the nation was to prevent a verdict, an unfavorable verdict in the election tribunal. The man who is replacing Ononge now possibly will give a favorable verdict in the tribunal, irrespective of whatever evidence that is presented in the tribunal. So I as a Southerner, sometimes we should keep this our book aside and look at issues like a market woman, because sometimes that is how it is. I've seen a lot of Southerners saying that I don't do tribalism, I don't do religion. You understand me? My brother, in Nigerian politics, if it includes the Northern and the Hausa man, the Fulani man, you must do tribalism, you must do religion. I've gone past that level where you say you don't do tribalism. Yes, I'm a tribalist. Yes, I'm a religious bigot. But to wrap this video up, the stupidity of Southerners in particular, I'm not including Igbos here. Yes, there are a few stupid ones, but at least the generality of Igbos believe that there's a need for Nigerians to go, a certain section of the country to go, because Nigeria is not a unifying state. The Igbos should try with humility, that word humility, to imbibe the sense and urgency in other tribes through respecting them mutually, identifying them as nations, and convincing them that there's a need for us to succeed. Build an alliance. An alliance will form a force. And when we have that force, the world will take us seriously. Those who are attempting to dominate you will take us seriously. I hate a country where wealth is taken from my country and I'm not respected. Instead, they want to see me as a slave. Recently, gold was discovered in Zamfara. And if you think it was a recent activity, you are wrong. They've been mining this thing for years, and these resources are distributed among the elite in the south. They want to bring a feudalistic system in us through Islamization. We must reject Islamization of Nigeria. For those who are saying that Islamization is not possible, you are kidding yourself. Islamization is already in process. I want to wrap this video by calling on all Southerners to please receive sense. I beg, make una get sense. Thank you very much for listening.